Why am I paying this house, get tied up with all this debt? When the same amount of money, get a better room.
Financial knowledge, what is happening behind the scenes. Your effort, knowledge, no fear.
Breakout 实验室
晚上8点钟约定你们啦！
Welcome to Breakout Lab. Okay, so today is our third episode of Breakout Lab podcast. So today we have a very special guest, Mr. Yukesh over here. Woo! So as usual, I'm your host today. I'm Louis, previously a medical doctor, currently doing as a property agent. Can you introduce yourself?
Alright, so I'm Yukesh. I used to be an ex-IT manager, but now I've moved in fully into real estate. So I'm a property agent now, same team as Louis. And we've been doing this for quite some time now. I think I've been doing this for maybe 1 year plus already. Yeah, so now we're gonna get it going. We got a new session today, episode 3, right?
Yep, correct. That's why actually today is a very interesting episode because we are having a big topic lah. First-time home buyer, why they are usually have the fear of buying new homes lah. So if you look at the current landscape, right, usually people they prefer to rent compared to buying a new home lah. And you can see in KL they say it's the same thing. I have my own shelter, I have my own stay. Why should I spend an extra, commitment? Even let's say maybe I'm not sure whether I'm in KL anymore. I will be going out to other state. I'm also not sure. I'm trying out in KL. But why did I wanted to stay in KL, buy a property here, and then get tied up with all this debt lah? And Mr. Yukesh over here is one of our very performing top closer lah. So actually, I think he also have a fair share of experience, right, for first-time home buyers.
Correct. Yeah. So for first-time home buyers, usually the most important thing is the amount of money they have lah. They think that usually you need to spend a lot of money to start buying a new home. Actually, that is not true. You actually get your keys and then only you start paying your installment. So whether it's 2,000, 2,005 or whatnot, you only pay when you get your keys. There is another amount of money that you have to put in, which is the interest. So interest goes over time, 500, 600, but that doesn't start immediately. So there's actually a plan. I think we should show to those customers like exactly when they're going to start paying.
Right.
But for the whole installment, it only starts after you get the key. So usually to buy a house, first-time buyers especially, you walk in any showroom, talk to any agent or whatnot, the minimum fee that you're going to pay is actually 500 ringgit. 500 ringgit is actually a booking fee. Will go back into your payment, so you don't have to worry. The money doesn't get burned. Yeah. So that is one thing that we have to understand. We need to show them that the entry towards buying a new home is not that scary financially.
Yes. So actually, I think the main reason why we have this fear like before this and for most of the people is usually they see from the parents, right?
Correct.
They see the parents, they go into like a financial debt, sometimes bankruptcy and all that. They say, then they have to find some way, somehow they will find the closest thing, which is their monthly commitment they will go through the monthly commitment and then they say, hey, why am I paying this house when I can spend the amount of same amount of money, get a better room, maybe I can change few houses, experience a different kind, a newer type of property, rather than paying this old house and then I put myself into debt and then every month just barely pass by. I think that's the main reason. And then actually, I've talked about myself also because previously my father is actually a engineer, so he was doing relatively okay and then once he get married with my mother, he straight buy a property landed property. That landed property initially I was from Sungai Petani, then I moved to Penang So that property is in Sungai Petani, Kedah. That property is a landed semi-D house. So after sometimes we move house to Penang because of the job, the job opportunities there
Correct.
And then the Sungai Petani property would just sit just sit there and then collect dust. It also cannot rent out because it's a small area Kedah, and I mean Sungai Petani And then because of that, we actually suffer financially because of the monthly installment from the property. But actually, right, that is also like that's the thing, because a lot of people, they are not really sure whether, what they wanted to stay long term at that location lah. So when they buy a property, maybe in a rush lah, they say, okay, this will be my final destination already. So they already set a goal. They already buy a property there. So I think this podcast is really awesome because we can bring out all the possibility, not just for own stay, for future prospect as well, for the property that you buy.
So what I think is like, example, as Louis said just now, is that bought Sungai Petani, but then for a job opportunity, they moved to Penang. So similarly, we should encourage people to buy closer to the city. So no matter what happens, when they buy inside the city, they have an exit plan. So that means the property is able to sell, rent, or you can do something about it. So usually everyone will go into the city for a job, correct?
Yep.
So let's say if you change your job to a different country, or you move, let's say from KL, you move to Penang or something like that, your property that you have already bought can be rented out and can be sold. So that's why we cannot buy, example like your dad. So we're using this kind of real life scenarios to prove to people that you have to buy in the city no matter what happens. Yes, the prices are high, but this is the sacrifice you have to make so that in the future you have an exit strategy. So this one is something that they have to think about also.
Yeah, correct. I think this exit strategy thing is what people don't understand. It's a very vague topic lah. What is an exit strategy and what should we do if, let's say, we are not living here anymore? Well, thank God lah that property in Sungai Petani one we already sell out. That one, thankfully, is just near one primary school, so we just sell to a teacher there lah. So thank God lah. That is one of the exit strategy lah. So when you buy a property, I think it's very important to look at what are the options lah. Let's say if you're not staying there lah. So actually right now in Malaysia, right, throughout Malaysia, the most hottest spot, I would say top 3 lah would be KL, Penang, Johor lah. The most expensive place to buy property is these 3 places lah.
And the most expensive place, I mean, you can make money in those places, those 3 places.
Yes. So that's why I think, okay, so let's talk about the population lah. We look in a macro view lah, macroscopic kind of view, because this is a more personal kind of thing just now. So if you take a look at the population, so I think I also heard a lot of people, they say, currently the population is declining. Like the birth rates are not as much lah. So if the population is declining, right, and as you know lah, actually in recent times, actually females are more educated than males. It's a fact lah, actually. It's not I say all males are stupid lah. Because previously, okay, no, it's true. Because okay, let me share something lah. Previously, I am a batch representative for my batch in medical school. Our medical school, there is 200 students, and I would say around 70% are female. So meaning the male students only consist of 60 males out of 130 females. And you can see the shift of imbalance. Why did I bring this up is because as you know, as females, they get more, as women they get more educated and all that. They doesn't really wanted to get married and reproduce, I mean give birth to children and all that. And that I think we can also see. I believe your friends also have this kind of thing, right? Yeah.
I think definitely for this day and age, a lot of people are not looking to get married. So for those people, right now you can even see in Mont Kiara, in Damansara, one Soho unit going up to like 2,500 for rental. Soho unit is just one living room,
studio.
One kitchen, and one bedroom. That's it. 2,500, which does not make any sense because our median household income is like around 3.5k only. So 2,500 for a small space. That's why nowadays a lot of developers are going for the Soho unit because people are also single. They don't want to get married or whatnot. Don't want to reproduce. So that's why we have this kind of product now a lot in the market also.
And I think this is a very common trend for developing countries, right? Because like Malaysia, I see the statistics. Malaysia is actually approaching, we call it aging country lah. By now it's already 2025, right? So I think by 2030 there's a statistics say around 15% of our entire population are more than 60 years old. and that is actually very like worrying lah. But if you compare on a global scale lah, we compare to Korea, Japan, we are still okay lah.
Decent, yeah.
Still
Correct.
okay lah. So I would say Malaysia, right, is actually heading to that direction, but not so fast yet. Yes, we are a developing country. We are decreasing in population size, but the priority of the of the people lah, of the population shift. They focus more on career. They chase career first lah, rather than family first. So in that you can see the evolution of property lah, goes into a more smaller unit, right? Compared to last time lah, it's more landed. If you want to buy house, you confirm go landed first.
Correct.
And if you tell last time 30 years ago, tell people to buy a condo unit, 2-bedroom, they will say, "Wow, you really what are you doing? You spend so much money, you buy so small unit." But I think right now the priority shift because they are going for career based. They want convenience. They want well connected MRT, job opportunities. So I think that shifts lah. Do you face the similar kind of situation?
Yeah, definitely. So if you see why most people fear to buy their first house, is because their parents' generation, when they buy the house, don't have all these incentives. Landed also lah. Yeah, like you said just now, they buy landed. No incentives of like no down payment. And then whenever our parents want to move into one place, must do renovation, must buy furniture, must buy everything, must be perfect. So that's why they bring out a lot of money. So that's why as kids, we grew up seeing all of that. So when we want to buy a house now, we feel like very expensive. I need 100K with me. No, you only need 500 ringgit. Yeah, that is the mentality that we need to change now. So we need to educate them, and also there is a lot of project where people come and tell me, how come this condo very expensive, middle of the city, and then they will compare, but I can get this price somewhere else. Yes, you can get that price somewhere else. Then they will compare, PJ also jam, maybe let's say Seremban also 1 hour. So what's the difference? Both also 1 hour, right? Correct. But when you move somewhere else, your exit strategy, how do you sell the Seremban house? The PJ house, yes, you can sell. The Seremban house, you cannot cover the rent by you cannot cover the installment by rental.
Yes.
And you cannot sell it for like a capital appreciation price like PJ. You think that every property is going to go up by 200K, 300K. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Only in the city it works that way. So you have to think about the long term, because it's a 35-year loan. It's a financial, not to say stress, but it's a financial decision you're making for a very long time. So yes, that place maybe is 50,000 cheaper than what is in the city. But for that 50,000, you don't get a headache where every month you have to pay for nothing lah. So like Louis experienced last time, we need to learn from that. So that is the fear that they get.
I think what you point out is very true lah. Actually, if you go for currently lah, because a lot of people they are buying homes, let's say first time home buyer are usually for own stay lah. That's their priority. So when you're buying for own stay, even so we cannot just say for own stay, never mind, we find the cheapest one, further a bit is okay. But we have to think like a longer term lah. What's the exit strategy, and how can we sell the house? And as we say lah, the housing pricing actually in Malaysia, right, there is a few hotspots area lah. We call it a prime location lah, like Mont Kiara, Bangsa, Desa Park City, Bukit Jalil also going at that top end already. That Damansara and all that, Damansara Heights. So all this area, right, actually it's not used to be like that. That's what I'm trying to say lah. Before this, right, before the exorbitant amount of this money, last time it used to be an affordable price. Because I didn't live that long lah, I cannot speak to that. But let's talk about Desa Park City. I think that's a really recent example, right? So Desa Park City last time it's used to sell I think around 500K starting price. I think 560.
Condo also 400, but then now is at 1.2 million.
Yes.
And that is a short period of time, 15 years only.
That is very short, yeah. So actually, if a lot of people say that currently already got an oversupply, and as I said, the population is declining, housing is, they are building new houses, they are scared of oversupply the market lah. So in that case, are we is it really an oversupply problem? Because you look at Desa Park City, it's a very recent example, still within most of the current memory. That is actually a contradiction to the statement, if you say.
Actually, the whole point of oversupply, right? It only works outside of the city, because everything inside the city, there's no oversupply. You see, all the condo is full. Oversupply only happens outside the city when people feel like, too far lah, I don't want to buy that. So those developers keep on building, landed lah. So some people will buy, some people won't buy. It's very far out of the city. Inside the city, there's no such thing as oversupply. There's no supply, not enough. Because I can 100% tell you this. If a developer sees a piece of land that is empty, confirm they will build a condo, because they also want to make money, correct? Yeah, but now we don't have that land also to build. That's why they are going outside. So people think twice, should I buy or not? Some people with money don't want to buy. And that's why those units are being left out. That is where you get the oversupply. But it's only outside the city. There is a reason why they don't want to buy so far. No exit strategy. So no matter what happens, no matter how many houses they build outside, your Damansara lah, your Bukit Jalil will be the ones that will go up in price. It's better you buy, like every other agent would say. It's either you buy now, or you will buy later eventually, whether you want to buy it for 100k lesser or more. But remember, 100k increase in price means 100k times 35 years of interest. So the 100k automatically become 175 or almost 200, almost double already.
And I think on top of the pricing increase, right, I think a lot of people didn't really, calculate inside is inflation lah. Because you see the pricing, let's not talk about houses lah. Let's talk about like normal daily, even your coffee you buy at HWC. Right now it's let's say right now it's 15 ringgit. In the next 10 years, maybe it will go up in price, because there's still demand. People say it's okay, I'll pay for this price. It's reasonable lah. And so, as supply and demands go, the law of economic supply and demand goes, as long as there's supply, the demand will be high also. As long as there's demand, the supply will be high also. So yes, in city area, especially in KL Center, actually there is a lot of people coming to KL Center. It's not just the population that is like KL people in KL City is already the base lah. We call it the base population. There's also from other states people. They will come to KL because KL is our our state right? Our financial hub. Yes.
Job opportunities.
And previously you're also IT, right? And all our IT sectors also in KL also.
Correct.
So because of that, a lot of people will come to KL, no matter how lah, to whether to study to become a specialist, to whether to further their studies, like to study for universities. They will come to KL to find for all these opportunities which they cannot get from other states lah. That's why I think KL city area, there is still potential for growth, I think.
As of 2025, Malaysian total population is 33 million. But out of 33 million, 8 million, which is almost 30% lah, 8 million is in KL. KL is very small. It's not that big. That's why every day is jammed. So I think moving forward, the amount of students that are always graduating, as I Heng say, around 5 million people graduate. Like in 2-3 years, 5 million people graduate, they will find for a job. But they cannot buy their first house, right?
Yes.
So they will rent out. And all these 60-year-old people, they will keep buying, then they rent out.
Yes. That is a very worrying trend, actually. Because right now, as you see like Facebook ads and all that, right? They are usually targeted for investors.
Correct.
Mostly targeted. They say, high ROI, rental income up to how many, and then they will say, capital gain how many percent. It's actually all this talk is not targeted towards like own stay, because own stay people, they don't care they just want comfortable. I want convenience and comfortability both. So if these trends keep on going, right, all the property buyers will be investors only. Those investors, right, they just take up the rental. They see the big influx of people, and then they take that as an investment opportunity to buy properties and rent out, and then they gain from there. And then in turn, right, you didn't really own the property in KL, which is very sad lah, because all the people they wanted to, like at least if you pay for, let's say 2,000 a month for rental already, you already can own a property already with that monthly installment.
Correct.
So why did you didn't take this opportunity, right? That's what I'm thinking lah.
Because example like what you said just now lah, all the advertisement is catered to investor ROI. So when you put the word investor and you put the word ROI,
It's really hot selling, those kind of ads.
first time home buyer will immediately think, ayo, this one maybe a very big entry lah.
Yes.
I cannot enter this market lah because
That
it's
is
investor.
part of the fear also lah.
I earn too little. How I want to compete with them to buy this house lah. So
That mana tahu actually, right, the installment, the investors, they know already because they have few properties in mind. They already know what is the market value already ma.
Correct.
So they know, okay, the monthly installment I will put 2K or 2.5K for installment for one condo. I can earn back that
correct.
with time with rental and all that, and that is where I get back on my ROI and all that. Normal people, they don't know. They heard all this they call finance world jargon lah. They heard that and then they really scared of that. That is the part of the fear lah, which is a very worrying trend lah. Because I think a lot of people, they also wanted to have a home in KL, but they think it's a very high bar, which I think this is a very common misconception lah.
Correct. So example, if like 2,500 right for rental, someone example like if I invest in a condo, 3 bedrooms, sometimes some people I don't know I cannot tell you who is it, but some people, they will even make the living room into a room to stay.
So that's not some people, a lot of people.
Many but I cannot tell I don't know who
A lot of people.
So when you pay installment 2,500, your master bedroom they will rent out 1,200, 1,400. That is already almost half of your whole installment. The other 3 will surely bring them to profit lah. So they like that. Then they will keep on playing with this. So at the end of the day, for the first time home buyer, right, the fear is not because of the amount. Of course, it is the numbers.
It is the numbers, yes.
But it's more of the financial knowledge, what is happening behind the scene. So we need to make sure that they have this kind of knowledge. So it's better if all these first-time home buyers, they keep going to showrooms. You don't buy today, is okay, no problem. Just
it's
go,
more about learning. Yes.
and see how much, what they give. Or this person give you touch and go free, MOT free, SPA legal fee free. Then you just write down have one checklist. Okay, this property got this. Go to the next showroom. It's about when you fear something because you don't have knowledge. You don't have knowledge because you never put effort. That is the simple logic.
Very well said lah. Yeah. So okay, let's talk about, because since our channel also, we're trying to educate lah, how's the buying home process lah. So I think we can go through lah. So okay, so let's say if you're looking to buy a home, you're interested to finding a home in the market. Usually, what is the process of going through until you get the home?
Alright, so for first-time home buyers, very easy. You actually go to a showroom, you see the agent, then the agent will actually explain to you. No, they have to explain to you. Before you buy a property, they need to explain to you exactly what is the procedure. So the procedure is very simple. They bring you over, show you the showroom, you choose your unit based on the requirements that you want, which location, pricing, and all those things. Then from there, they will connect you with a banker. So the banker will get your documents. There is 2 ways you can do it. Either you share the document to your agent, then goes to the banker, but I think it's better for you to keep your documents and only send to the banker because you don't want too many people having your data. So you send your documents to the banker. Then after that, the banker will get for you the loan ready. So in terms of documentation, it's very easy for as a client. You just have to do booking only. That's it, which is 500 ringgit for most developers. Payment for booking fee, and then you get your documents to the banker. That's it. After that, the balance of taking care of the loan and everything is done by the banker. At the end, maybe probably 1 week, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, usually lah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
They will come and then they will tell you are eligible for this. Even if you don't take this unit, it's fine. At least now, for your 500 ringgit, you know how much you can afford, what you can buy. So now you got a stepping stone. You already know, I can buy 600k property. Come now, let me go and
explore options. So I think it's a really good point lah. And also when you go and like try for a loan, because I think a majority of the from my side lah, majority of first time home buyers, they don't even wanted to try to get to know themselves, like whether they can afford or not.
Correct.
Because they fear one is all the aforementioned lah, all the fears and all that, and they already have made a decision, a what do you call that? Pre-made decision lah, a pre-made decision before buying a property. They say I confirm cannot afford one lah, so large property, so like 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, I cannot afford. So they don't even try. So once they haven't stepped into the door, they already admit defeat already.
Correct.
So that is a very sad part also lah.
Negative mindset.
Negative mindset. But actually, if you really tried for a loan, you can actually open up. You can see, oh, actually I can buy within this range of 5,000 or maybe to 6,000K property. And just now you said you try for a loan, right? So the banker usually will take a few documents from you lah.
Correct.
So they will take from your bank statements, usually up to 6 months, 3 months,
3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
Correct.
And then they will see your EPF statements. They'll see your pay slip. This is actually to build up something called the credit score lah. So for loan purposes, usually bank will look at this credit score. This credit score is actually for everyone. They have a numbering system. I'm not really sure about the calculation. I'm not a finance bro, but for this credit score, it basically means that how confident the bank wanted to lend you this money lah.
Correct.
So that is
So you also need to have you don't have a credit score also is okay, because RHB, Maybank, they have this like RHB home. They have this first time home buyers loan. So even if your credit score, you don't have one, is fine. But it's better if you can get a credit card, pay your petrol, things like that. Don't overspend lah, but of course use your credit card wisely. These kind of things you have to prepare first lah. Even if you don't have, don't worry, there are other incentives by the banks to cover you lah. So they like to see people buy homes. Of course, every party is also making money out of this, but you have to remember lah, to start somewhere, you have to start lah. You don't have to be afraid lah. It's not a
belum try belum tahu lah.
Yeah, belum try belum tahu lah.
Yeah.
You don't have to put a big sum also. So why not figure out what you are doing?
And the best part is once you try for a loan, you haven't buy the house yet. You can still think about it. It's not that you try the loan pass and then you have to committed to your commitment.
Yeah.
This is to let you know that you are actually eligible to buy this range of this price range of the property lah.
Correct.
So that actually is a good way to know. It's a good start to owning a new house, your next home lah.
But of course, one more thing also lah. When you go to showroom, you see very nice. Don't make decision first. Because most decisions are made emotionally, not financially.
Yes.
So you go there first, you see what you like, you go there with a checklist. Okay, this is paid for or not, this one covered or not, furnished or partially furnished. Get all the checklist ready. I think, you know what, maybe we can give them a free checklist. They can just click our bio and then download.
Yeah. I think you can click our bio down below. We have a checklist of what are the important points that we have to look lah when we go for a showroom.
Correct.
So and then I think we can talk about the because just now what you said is very true. The decisions are made by emotional decisions, not like logical thinking and all that, because that takes time. So I think that really is a really good point. So I think that brings me to the DSR. I think we have to talk about that. For every first-time home buyer, this is a very important thing. Please listen. So this debt service, this DSR is called debt service ratio. This is basically to calculate how high of a percentage of the banks have the confidence in you. Of course, they have their own calculations lah, the credit score and all that. But DSR is a very basic way. Even to layman people also can see lah. No need like finance bro lah. So usually DSR is to see your monthly commitment. So that would include the 5 loans lah that we have: the personal loan, your educational loan like PTPTN and all that, your credit card loan, what's
housing loan?
Housing loan is housing
hire
loan,
purchase, your car
and
loan.
high purchase loan. So actually, if you look through all these loans, right, each have their own interest rate. And housing loan is actually one of the lowest, I would say.
yeah.
Next to education loan, PTPTN is maybe 1-2%. Housing is currently is 4 to 5%, 4% lah. 3.8 to 5% lah for housing loan. And then
mostly first-time buyers will get the 3.8 or 3.9,
Yes,
so
yeah.
don't have to worry.
Yep. And because actually I think a lot of youngsters lah, I got like experience before. There's one of my buyers lah. They come to a showroom and then I help them to calculate the DSR. So DSR will go look through all these loans, and then based on that we'll calculate how much income would you need to have to cover with the current commitments that you have lah. There's one buyer. I calculate the DSR is 12K, but I asked when she really opened up to me, she actually is earning like 5K a month.
Wow. So almost double.
So almost double that is really impossible already. That in that sense, right? Bank really wouldn't help. It's really unlikely that the bank will loan you this amount.
Credit card or car? Surely it's a car.
This one is from credit card. Credit card is one of the worst loan lah. To be honest, one of the worst loan because the interest rate is ridiculous. You know how many percent are the interest rate?
Quite
18 to 20%. 18 to 20% per annum, right? Yeah. So that is, if let's say you pay back your credit card a month, then it's fine. It's helping you also in times of need and all that. But if you're unable to afford that, then the bank won't show any mercy. The banks, right? They will be very cold-blooded lah in terms of these credit cards and all that loans. So what I would say is please make an informed decision. If you're already on the higher spending side, the best way to overcome this kind of situation is two things. Either increase your income every month, or by upgrading yourself and going for courses, specialization, or reduce spending. It's very cliche. Reduce spending or increase income. These two only. It's no other finance stocks. You invest in stocks, Bitcoin, it does not work like that lah. This two is, I think, a very important advice lah.
If you can, I think that we also have some people who do financial planning lah. So that means they help you. They tell you, hey, you need to reduce this. Don't have those ego in you lah. You have to go out and tell people, hey, I have this issue lah. Now how to arrange my finances.
Right.
So you cannot be too egoish also lah. But of course, if you earn more, then no issue lah. Already can lepas anything lah.
Yeah lah, true. And also, if you take a look, right, actually, why the reason for education loan and also housing loan so low is because of actually Malaysia is in a very interesting, very good position lah. Because our housing loan government is controlling, right? I think our housing loan, because of that, our housing loan percentage is not high lah compared to other countries as well. So if we talk about loan, right, in Malaysia actually. I heard a lot of buyers of mine that multiple property buyers is already well-seasoned player in the property field lah. So they always complain, I buy third house also 70%. You know, they feel like so low already 70%. What if I tell you in China, right, the first-time home buyer maximum loan is only 50%.
The other half is cash.
Full cash. Other half is full cash. On top of that is for the loan. Our down payment in Malaysia usually is 10% lah. Rarely see 20% nowadays lah. But in other neighboring countries like Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, I'm not sure, but I think Thailand, Indonesia, China, Japan, their down payment is at least 20% during the signing. So meaning that after you get your all the loan pass and then you get for the signing, you need to fork up 20% of the entire property. And Malaysia is only 10%.
10% and 10% is waived off.
Yeah, sometimes the 10%.
No need to pay the 10% also.
That is even like new projects.
Yeah,
new projects is even ridiculous in Malaysia. It's like 100% is 90% with loan already. You just give installment. 10% is waived off. So basically it's 100% loan in that sense lah, right?
Correct. So and also like certain developers will give you rebate, or there's some event
cashback.
Yeah. When you go for the showroom, then after that they have some event or something. You go spin the wheel. There is a chance where you can win your down payment. so that you don't have to put it in.
They give you money back.
Yeah, they give you money back. Please buy the house.
Yeah.
It's not because they cannot sell. It's because first-time home buyers, they really, because our
The
situation
fear
in
lah, the
Malaysia,
fear.
the fear and the amount of money they have. They don't have the money, what to do? But then if you want someone to get out of that situation, they need to make the move lah. So when they start buying, then after that only they will slowly realize, actually not bad. Instead of paying rent now, I already pay my installment and I have a house here. Of course, in the city lah. Try your best in the city lah. Got exit strategy.
Yeah lah, true. So actually, I think if you compare like that, right? I think you see, the developer side, they are trying their best to help first-time home buyers. Actually, on top of that, our Malaysia-wise lah, we also have quite like in terms of population size, we also okay. We also got a lot of foreign investors after the COVID. You can see the Malaysia ringgit is getting stronger, like right by year. So also with the government incentive, helping the people, giving a higher margin of loan, I think that is really an opportunity lah for all Malaysians to step into buying their first property in Malaysia lah.
Yep. So that's how we we look at it lah, from a financial perspective lah. You can choose to buy later on, not an issue. Let's just say you say maybe in the future I will earn more, so I don't have an issue. Yes, correct. But not only will you be facing the problem of the installment being higher, you will also face the problem as you grow older, you become 30, 35, 40. The loan tenure is not 35 years anymore, becomes 15, 20 years.
Yes.
So when this happens, your installment, not only it being tanked by the high prices, also it's a very short term. So you have to pay even higher. So let's say now when you're 27, 28, you buy a house, maybe the installment 2,500. But when you buy when you're 35, the installment is probably, let's say 3.2 lah, example lah, 700 ringgit increase. Okay. And also your installment tenure is not 35 years, maybe 25 years. So it will become maybe 3.7. So out of nowhere, from 2.5, you pay 3.7. And then you see some fella, same age, 10 years younger than you, buying for a lesser installment. How you feel? Is you also working, he also working, but you're paying more than him? For what?
So it's the same thing, because the loan structure in Malaysia is they pinjam you until 65 years old lah.
Correct.
So that is how they calculate based on the duration of the loan. So same thing lah. The banks also, they want to make money lah. It's the same thing. So what they would do is, if you, we will, the time is the ultimate currency lah that we have. That is more important than money. So once you grow older over time, your age get closer to 65, the loan amount which they will give lah will be shorter. So in return, they'll jack up the interest rate lah. So that is how it works lah. So that's why it's not that property agents wanted to rush you and push you to buy property. These are the factors lah have to take into considerations. Maybe you could get a higher income in the future. It's not entirely not possible, right? But if let's say it's within your let's say your commitments is okay, your monthly, you still have an excess income able to pay for your rent and all that, why not you consider to use that amount of the rent money to invest in something that can pay back lah in the future.
Yeah, so there's many ways to do it. The most important thing is that you first make that first move lah. You go in showrooms or you ask property agents what are the current rates, or you just go to, even if you go Property Guru also, you can check what is the pricing of this certain area. So you need to put in some effort to gain knowledge so that you won't fear in buying. That is the most important thing lah.
Yeah. So actually, in the end lah, let's wrap this up. In the end, right? I think the last fear lah. This is all the financial things. I think usually they will say, you guys are doing property ma. Of course, you push for property and all that. Okay. So I cannot stand for all property agents lah. There are really good property agents that really consider your budget, consider about the location, exit strategy. There are also agents that just wanted to get commission lah, get a quick buck. But actually, I would say that you still have to go to the showroom, see the unit for yourself, see the location, and then the best part is to go to the project site. Just go around that area and see for yourself how is the situation there. That you can actually reduce the number of getting the percentage of getting scammed I would say.
Correct. Yeah, you have to go through that whole area, see whether got the makan shop. Do you know that last time, okay, before the war, Palestine, Israel, recent one, right? It's always if you buy a property beside McDonald's, your rental confirm settled already, no issue. Last time it was like this, So you have to, technically last time people just go around, see whether they got McD, got Starbucks, got whatnot. If you have all these amenities, immediately they will see the pricing, they will buy. No need to go showroom. The reason why first time home buyers, they go showroom is because they want to see how nice the place is. They don't care about other things. Yeah, so we have the checklist. You guys can download. Then you tick one by one. Every showroom that you go for. It will lessen the fear. Your effort, knowledge, no fear. These are the three things.
Yeah.
If you follow it correctly, then shouldn't be an issue for the first time home buyers.
Yep. So I think today concludes our episode for our episode over here. So I think the most important thing is you have to look through the market, make a well-informed decision, and never purchase from emotionally. Go through a few showrooms first, then you will decide for your own. I think that's how you are able to make a sound investment for yourself and also for future investment as well. So I think you can find Mr. Yukesh. The link is down below. You can follow him, subscribe, and also my link is over here as well. So I think thank you all for joining us today and listen us two bros
talk about the fear of buying.
Yeah. So I'll see you guys next episode Bye bye.